So we'll start off with just going through the stuff that I'm actually going to wear on the trail to get in there. Start at the bottom, and we'll work our way out. My drawers.
What kind are those?
These are BN3TH. Beneath, maybe?
Probably, yeah.
These are synthetic underbottoms.
So you go for synthetic bottoms.
Yep.
Interesting.
I've had this exact pair for probably 5 or 6 years.
And it's probably been washed back that many times?
No. No. But these have held up. This is probably their last sheep season. I'm not going to expose these on camera, but there are some ventilation spots in these that are aftermarket. But
they're not stock.
But I like these. I've tried some different wool underwear boxers, and I'm not a huge fan of them. Now, I haven't tried some of the other brands that are out there that I've heard better things about, but the ones that I have tried, I've not been super impressed with. So I bought those in town at a local store, and I've got a second pair that I have as my spare in my pack. So that's what I'm wearing for that. I know some guys are diehard wool. The wool that I'm going to wear, this is a synthetic or a merino wool short sleeve tee from Stone Glacier. That's next to skin on the top. That thing is going to stay on me the entirety of the hunt, unless I'm either sunbathing or trying to dry off right now, and I got to take that thing off. But I like wool next to skin as a shirt, and that particular short sleeve is very comfortable. It's not abrasive, it's not itchy, and it's short sleeve. So if you do have a really, really hot day, I like having a short sleeve shirt. Next on the top, this is the Tailwheel hoodie from Frontier Gear of Alaska, or Barney's Sports Chalet sells this one. If you're familiar with Barney's in Anchorage, you've heard about the Frontier Gear of Alaska clothing. And this is a microgrid fleece type of mid-layer, I guess this would be called, although I'm wearing a short sleeve shirt, so it's next to skin on my arms.
Is it full-on synthetic?
It is, yeah.
And it has a zipper pocket? Nice.
It does. Kevin sent me this a couple of years ago now, and this is actually not the color that they come in now. This was an early, I guess probably later on prototype, and then he released them not long after that, and now they're like a gray charcoal color. This one is all black, but I like a synthetic as a mid layer. I don't like too much wool as a mid layer. A wool t-shirt doesn't bother me, but this dries out extremely fast. It wicks moisture, but it's also somewhat warm, but it's not as heavy. The spacing on the grid is, well, I can see through it quite easily in between all the grids. I think it breathes a lot better than something like the Stone Glacier Helio hoodie, which is what I've worn a lot in the past sheep hunting. I wore the Peloton 200 from Kuiu, which is a straight weave. It's not nearly as breathable as this thing is.
Oh, I'm a huge grid fleece as my second line.
Yeah. It's just so versatile.
Yeah.
So that's what I'll be wearing hiking 90% of the time, like I said, unless it gets super hot. For pants, these are also from Barney's. These are the PA18 pants. These are all shoulder fabric made, I believe. They're super lightweight, super thin, but very durable. They have a little bit of stretch to them, but they're not overly stretchy, and they don't get baggy after a week or so of wearing them. I've found that to be a problem with several other pairs of hunting pants that I've had on extended hunts. Is the longer you wear them, the hip, or not the hip, but the waistband stretches out. It gets saggy. You're constantly tightening your belt. The legs get baggy. They kind of droop.
That's you losing weight is what that is.
Well, no, that's actually just the spandex losing its elasticity. So these pants, they are expensive for what they are. I think these are upper $200 something range, but I like them. I really like these pants. They are double knees, I believe, so they're reinforced there. Minimal pockets. There's 2 thigh pockets here and 2 normal front pockets and 1 back pocket on the right side.
Does he make any more cargo pants style, like with bigger pockets?
No,
Nope.
This is the only pair of pants that he's
Okay.
got like this. He's got puffy pants.
I'm a big cargo pocket guy
Yeah.
when I'm hiking.
Now, the other thing that I will say is the hip vents on these are open. I'm not a real big fan of mesh hip vents. I know some guys are. I've gone back and forth on that. These hip vents are not very big, but I find them to be just enough, and they open up instead of opening down. You know what that means? That means you have to stop to kind of open them up a little bit,
But to close them,
to close them, you just reach down and just push. It's a lot easier to close these vents on the go, at least I think. So the PA-18 pants from Frontier Gear of Alaska, or Barney's, that's what I'm wearing for pants. These are pretty dang windproof, I think. They dry super fast, which is very important. I need to be able to splash through a creek, and 10 minutes later my pants are dry, which I have done in those pants many times. Now, this is one of the layers that you and I were going back and forth on as far as should you bring it or not. This is made by Sitka Gear, and I plan on wearing this a lot just because I had the previous version of this piece, and I wore it almost all the time, even while I was hiking. So this is...
I haven't seen this yet.
This is the Jetstream LT jacket from Sitka Gear, and if there are other people out there that are familiar with what was the Sitka Gear Mountain Evo jacket, then you know what I'm talking about. This is like the Mountain Evo jacket 2.0.
It's like a Jetstream without the fleece. Roughly?
Right.
Yeah.
So the Mountain Evo jacket was the same as this, except the back panel here was all stretchy, highly breathable fabric. The rest of the jacket is made with Gore Windstopper. This is the same fabric everywhere as the Mountain Evo, but the back panel is also Gore Windstopper. So you lose some of that breathability. The idea with the Mountain Evo was a hybrid wind blocking layer, ultra lightweight, and you could hike with a pack on and your back wouldn't just bake, right? And all that sweat would just accumulate between your back and your pack. So the Jetstream LT was made to replace the Mountain Evo because if you're going to be stationary and you have the Mountain Evo on, and I noticed this too, yes, you can dry off easier with that, but you're not windproof, right? And that's a lot of surface area to sacrifice for breathability's sake. So this is, I think it's 13.6 ounces for this jacket. It's full zip. It's got a hood. You can use the hood and the collar without... I'm sorry, you can use the collar zipped up to the front without having the hood on, and it's still sealed off to your neck. And 2 basic pockets there on the side. I could probably do without the hand pockets on a jacket like this. And if they made it without a zipper altogether and they just made it like a pullover shirt, I would probably still buy it. The wind layer is controversial in the sheep hunting department. A lot of guys... are going to see that and go, you're nuts, that's stupid. I just use your raincoat as a wind layer. I hate wearing a raincoat if I don't have to.
It's so much more comfortable to hike in.
This is vastly more comfortable.
Yeah.
And I find myself wearing it more often than not. I'm a jacket guy. Even in the summertime, I'm wearing this. This is an ultralight -33 merino wool quarter zip hoodie. And I wore this all day today at work. If I get hot, pull the sleeves up.
I have hoodies like that. Yeah,
and zip the chest vent down, whatever. But I wear long sleeves daily, even through the summertime. That's just how I roll. So for me, wearing this windbreaker jacket, this is very windproof, keeps the cold out, regulates your temperature, and it doesn't weigh enough for me not to bring it for how much I like it. And because I'm wearing it 90% of the time, even if it's raining,
so
it sheds light rain.
It's kind of a luxury item.
Kind of.
Because you have something else that could do the job, but yeah, I get it. I get it. Yeah.
So this is one of my allowance pieces. And again, it's 13.5 ounces. I'll survive.
It's a lot for a luxury item.
I know. Trekking poles, I destroyed my last pair of Peaks poles, and I had another hunt to go on right after that, so I stopped by Barney's. I know I've mentioned Barney's a lot in this video, but I bought a set that Kevin had there. These are the Black Diamond, what are these ones called? Like the Alpine Pros or
I
something.
would say underneath that tape.
Yeah, like the Alpine Pros or something to that effect.
Let's see.
But, yep, Alpine Carbon. That's what these are called. They are pretty lightweight. I've got some Tyvek tape and some duct tape wrapped around each one. Tyvek tape is nice for tent repairs if you have a rip in something, or patching sleeping bags or puffy jackets, things of that nature. Tyvek tape is good for that. No reason that I didn't buy more Peaks poles other than Barney's didn't have them when I went in there to buy them. I needed them right now.
These are pretty sweet, man.
Yeah, these are great poles. So these are the trekking poles I'm running. They are nice. Move on from that. And then we'll go to, I went back and forth on this, but I had brought these last time. I used to carry just like a pair of mechanics gloves to sheep hunt in. These are the ones that Stone Glacier makes. They are durable. I believe that these fingertips work with my phone. At least they did on my old phone. I think these are called like the Merca gloves or something to that effect. They're just like the work gloves that Stone Glacier sells. They're just nice for, brush busting, things like that in the rocks, sharp things. I don't know. I'm also a glove guy. I wear gloves at work all the time. I work with sheet metal. Great way to tear up your hands if you don't. So, gaiters. These are the Peaks Stormcastle gaiters. This is a almost brand new pair. I finally wore out my last pair that I had since they first came out. So this is my brand new pair. I actually haven't had these hunting yet. So wearing those. And then I don't have my boots in here, but I'll be wearing the Kenetrek Mountain Extremes uninsulated. Boring choice, but effective. I've worn those a lot.
Mm-hmm.
This is my bino harness, marsupial, fully enclosed, magnetic. Does stay open when you want it to. Magnets to the bottom. Inside I have Leica GeoVid rangefinder binos, 10x42s. Got some earplugs in the front, hunting license, tags, Archer's Allen wrench kit for scope turrets and things like that. Bug net.
You weighed this?
No.
You have a Skeletal, right?
Yep.
So you can buy bits for the
Yeah, I
Skeletal
know.
that fit this.
I know.
You could carry just those bits and you'd save like 5 or 6 ounces.
That would not be 5 or 6 ounces. This thing doesn't weigh 5 ounces.
It weighs 2 or 3.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't
You
weigh 5 or 6.
Save 2 or 3 ounces.
Okay, I'm also not one of the nerds that weighs their bino harness. This is what it is. I don't care. Okay, on the right side, and this is just habit, I always have the same stuff in a bino harness. Wind checker bottle that's probably half empty, and a predator call. And then on the back, I do like on this one that it's got a stretch panel on the back. Yep. My last one did not. I can stuff my phone in there.
Yep, gotta have that.
That's handy. So super simple there. Everybody else has had the marsupial gear harnesses for years. This is my first one.
Give it a shot.
Yeah. Oh, I'm set on it at this point. I was sick and tired of wearing the brand that I was last time. Anyway, that's actually half the reason that I bought that marsupial one. I'll reach over here and grab a few more things that are just quickly grabbed. I usually carry some kind of a microfiber absorbent cloth like this. Doesn't weigh a whole lot, but I have found that because I bring a down sleeping bag, I like to be able to wipe the condensation off the outside of my bag in the morning before I stuff it back in the stuff sack wet. So if you do perspire in your sleep, if you're a warm sleeper like I am, and you wake up in the morning, the inside of your bag will be dry if you're using a down bag, but the outside face fabric will have some moisture on it. So I just take this thing, open it up, wipe off my bag, let it sit, open the tent for a few minutes before I pack it in, let it kind of air dry a little bit, and then I'll stuff it back in the stuff sack. I also wear glasses, so this is a way overkill glasses cleaning cloth, but it works. And then it's a glassing pad, one of the old Stealthy Hunter ones. I know you're going to hate on me for still using a Stealthy Hunter thing, but this one is well worn and bloody.
I do that. I don't know why. Pick it up and.
So Anyway.
Yeah.
You can hate on me for still using it, but guess what? I have it. So get over it. Rifle cover, same thing. Stealthy cover rifle or stealthy hunter rifle cover. These obviously are made by Peaks now. Doesn't weigh a whole lot, and I found that I like it carrying it in a pack. It's just a little bit of peace of mind for a few ounces, man.
I agree. That's one thing I am carrying is.
I know that people are going to go
And when I've got my
nuts.
rifle strapped into a pack, and I pull my pack off, and I've got to set it down, I really don't have to worry about it.
People are going to go nuts. Why would you carry that sheep hunting? All the ounce counters are going to be jumping up and down about this one. Rifle sling, I know I could go with a lighter sling, but I like one that actually sticks to my shoulder strap because when I'm carrying a rifle sheep hunting, if I don't want to attach it to my pack, but I want it to be out of my hand, then I will loop the sling over my shoulder strap and then buckle my chest strap through the sling so that holds it in place, right? So I need to have a sling that actually grips my shoulder strap. If I used my lightweight paracord sling, then it would slide. So I have a skinnier version of what would be called like the rubber claw strap for a sling. Some guys don't bring a sling at all, whatever. Spartan Javelin, I think this is the Pro Hunt. Yeah, the Pro Hunt bipod. So this does twist and extend out to there. Got little spike feet on the bottom that you can pull these rubber cups off for extended, and got a little pivot on there, left, right, so you can adjust your horizontal. The rifle, this is my Forbes New Ultralight Arms, whatever you want to call it. This is a 25-06. It was rebarreled with a 1-in-8 twist barrel, so I can shoot some of the newer 25 cal projectiles and stabilize the bullets, whereas normally 25-06s come with 1-in-10 twist barrels. The gun itself is pretty lightweight for what it is. This is the factory stock, factory action, and trigger and all that stuff. The trigger is a touch heavy, but it's clean. I can live with it. Tally scope rings. I've thought about going to something a little bit sturdier than those, but finding rings for this particular action is not as easy as it was 20 years ago or even 15 years ago. The scope is a Leica Amplus 6i 3-18 by 44. So pretty basic there. It does have a not locking, but it has a zero stop built into it. I just went shooting yesterday and shot this one out to a few hundred yards. It's shooting great with two different types of ammo that I'll be having. One for longer shots, one for shorter shots. I might shoot a caribou on this trip. So that's why I'm even bringing a rifle. It's habit for me to bring a rifle anyway, but I really want to just take this gun out. I've shot it a bunch.
What's it weigh as set up?
So with the bipod and the sling and the rifle cover and the scope, but no ammo, I think we're at like 8.5 pounds.
Oh, that's like exactly what I am with my Tika.
Yeah. With the bipod and everything too?
I don't know if the bipod's in there, but it's loaded.
Yeah.
That's with the ammo.
Right.
Yeah.
So, yeah, pretty close to the same. It's not what I would call a featherweight type rifle, but it's light enough, and it's going to do the job just fine.
Well, you probably can't get one for that, but you're going to hunt 26 stock on that?
You know, I inquired about a different brand of aftermarket stock for this, and I never heard back from a different company. So I will have to inquire about a Hunt 26.
I keep looking at that backfire stock for my Tika, but they haven't released anything but the Remington 700 action.
They don't make it for Tikas yet?
They said they're going to. I didn't see it on the website. I looked on my phone briefly one day. It was out of stock and said it comes back into stock every few days and sells out right away.
Interesting. I'm not surprised.
No, me either. All right, let's get into the pack, huh?
Yeah, let's do that. Let's get into the cavernous object that is my IA 8K.
Yeah.
So
and that's the reason you carry an IA 8K is so you can just take everything.
Yeah. You can take all the luxury items. So I'm going to scooch this over here, and then we'll hoist the pack up onto the desk. And we'll start on the outside and work our way into the guts of the matter. On the outside, I've got a Nalgene holder. I like to carry a 1.5 liter. It's not the lightest Nalgene, but it's old and it's got all my favorite stickers on it. Yeah. So 1.5 liter Nalgene. We'll start on the outside horseshoe. We'll unclip the lid, open that up here. On the outside, I like to keep the stuff that is going to be maybe a little more readily needed. This is a tarp from Ape Equipment. I'm actually borrowing this from Mo. Is my head out of the screen there when I stand
Maybe.
up?
When
No.
you sit down.
No, we're good.
Oh.
So, Ape Equipment tarp. This is not using Dyneema. I'm borrowing this from you because you got a new tarp this year. What's the fabric on this one?
That one is Ultra TNT, I believe.
Okay. So, Dyneema-esque.
Yes.
It's about 10 by 10, and it weighs 14.5 ounces as it is right now. I don't have guy lines on it.
I think I added some strings and stuff. There might be some guy line in the case with it. But.
Haven't opened it up yet.
Yeah.
So, ultralight tarp. Rain gear. First Light did me dirty and released their Bora rain gear yesterday, which is the lighter weight rain gear that I wanted.
I haven't even looked at stuff.
From First Light. It's 17 ounces per piece. Yeah.
What is it, like 3-layer? 3.5?
Yeah, it's 3-layer. And it's got built-in mechanical stretch, pit zips. Yeah. Looks awesome. So, I have my First Light Omen Storm Shelter rain gear that I love, but it's a touch heavier than my Kuiu Yukon rain gear set that I've taken sheep hunting before because it is, well, more comfortable to wear than rubber rain gear, and you can have that argument in the comment section if you care. But I hate wearing rubber rain gear if I don't have to, and I've, knock on wood, never really had a problem with it, especially sheep hunting. If it's raining that hard, I've got a tarp out and I'm sitting underneath of it.
Right, you manage your stuff right and you're fine.
But in the extreme event, I know if there was a bunch of wind and, this big catastrophe of a weather storm, I guess I could end up regretting it, but oh well, to each their own. So getting to the main compartment of the bag here, I've got everything kind of stacked in here right now just for the sake of containment. Once I actually get started hiking, I'll have like the spotter and tripod. The spotter will be probably in the spotter sleeve, and then the tripod will be on the outside of the pack. So we'll start with that. This is a tripod I already own. I do have a different head for it. This is the Tricer LP head. It's like 5 ounces. This is the Slick Carbon 634 tripod. Yes, the Pro CF 634. The tripod itself weighs about 2 pounds. It's too heavy. It's too tall. I know that, but I have it. And sometimes that's just how you have to go with it. Spotting scope. This is the Swarovski. I believe this is the ATS 20 to 60 by 80 millimeter. Angled spotter. You can see that. I do have the Olin digiscoping adapter on the back of this one, and I have the Olin phone case for my iPhone. I still have the factory caps for it. I really should get some kind of a soft cover, but I always try to pack it where it's somewhat cushioned. So, again, slightly heavier than I certainly could be with the spotting scope and tripod, but that's what I have. This is the Neo Air X-Therm Thermarest sleeping pad.
It's massive.
Yeah, it's 23 ounces, I think. It's a 7.4 R rating. It's quite warm. And it's durable.
Yeah.
And the inflated sack is in there too.
This is basically for R rating, what you would want if you were like below freezing, for sure.
Yeah. That's how big around it is.
Yeah.
So that's my sleeping pad. It's warm. It's durable. Inside of here, there's my blue battery bag. I like color coordinated stuff. This is my power banks, or these are my power banks. 2 20,000 milliamp hour Nitecore batteries.
Yeah.
I don't have a solar panel in here this year. I don't think I'm going to bring one.
NB 20,000 third gens, if anybody wants them all.
There you go. So 2 Nitecore 20,000s. I know that's probably too much, but 2 weeks, and I'm not bringing a solar panel because I think they're kind of a pain. For shelter, this is the Hilleberg Solo Red Label. It's 5 pounds and change. It's a 4-season tent, 9mm poles, and I have stakes in here as well. It's strong.
Yeah.
It's very sturdy. Again, I have other lighter tents, but I like the Solo, and the area that we're going is known for the wind.
It's peace of mind. Yep.
And I think it's the best sheep hunting shelter I've got. This is my kill kit bag. in here, this is an old Stone Glacier, kit sack organizer for your pack. I have a wad of, these are actually Browning ultralight game bags. In here, I have 2 knives. This is the Wrangle Ultralight from Alaska Blade Works, and then a small titanium-handled goat knife that takes Havalon blades, and I've got a couple of 60As in here.
Oh, so you are taking a Havalon option.
Yeah, just in case. Then I got a little diamond butterfly folder sharpener in there, and this little kit sack is what I need to process an animal. Some toilet paper, wet wipes. This is counted out wet wipes for a couple of weeks, like 1 a day. Stove, this is the Jetboil Stash. I think as it weighs without the fuel canister inside of it is like 8 ounces. So it's nice putting the fuel canister in there. I think these fuel canisters are like 7 point something ounces per can. So
Stove without the fuel can is like 7.2, or closer to 7 than 8.
Mine weighed like 8.2.
Something's wrong with your scale then, man. I don't know what to tell
Could
you.
be. That it could be, Edward.
Is that with the lighter in it, maybe?
I don't have a lighter in this
Oh.
in this pot. I have a lighter in a different thing.
Oh, okay.
Well, I'll get that back together later.
That's a learned skill, putting the stash back together.
Well, I'm just trying to keep going here.
Yeah.
Thermarest pillow. This is 6 ounces, but I like it. I've had the same pillow for a long time. I like to sleep good. 6 ounces. There's a little bit of down in here, actually.
Yeah. The cover
nice.
is honestly a lot of the weight on these. But
yeah, sure. But again, I've had it for years, and I sleep really good with it. So I don't mind it. Little titanium cup. This is a Snow Peak 450 weight single wall titanium mug. I know Mo likes an insulated cup because he likes to have hot coffee for 20 minutes. I don't really care.
I just want it to be hot for 5.
I don't really care. I'm not going to get this out on camera because then it'll make a giant fluffy mess, but this is my sleeping bag. This is a small-sized stuff sack from Event. You can buy these Sportsman's Warehouse, Beaver Sports, if you're in Fairbanks, wherever. This is the Western Mountaineering Apache 15-degree down bag. Super light. It's right at 2 pounds. I like the bag. It's light, packable, 15-degree, does the job just fine. In here is my insulation. I have the Barney's Super Cub synthetic puffy jacket. I'll go ahead and get it out so that people can actually see it. I'm also bringing the Stone Glacier Grumman down vest. It's like 7.5 or 8 ounces, I think. That's my mid-layer insulation. Most of the time, I would imagine I'm going to have, if I'm just stopping for a little bit and I want to just throw something warm on, but not a full-on puffy coat, I'll throw this on over top of my Barney's pullover, that tail wheel. Then I'll put that Jetstream LT on over top of this. We'll be golden. Traditionally, I've carried the Sitka Ambient 200, which I think is too heavy for this kind of application, so I'm saving a bunch of weight by going to a down vest instead for like a mid-layer insulation. I could go without the down vest and just have this as insulation, which is probably what I should do, or bring something lighter than this altogether, but I know this and I like this. This is a 2-layer face fabric using Event fabric as well. Primaloft gold down, I believe it is, or gold synthetic insulation anyway. It does have a hood. The hood does zip off, but considering that the only other insulating hoods that I have is going to be my mid-layer pullover. So having a warm hood to zip over if it's cold and snowing and it's actually really cold out, the hood is kind of nice to have. The synthetic jacket, it's overkill. I know that. It is heavier than what I need, but considering the fact that the only other insulation I have is a down vest, this is going to work just fine. And I've taken this sheep hunting before. That's actually a relatively new coat. I haven't had that one sheep hunting yet, but I had the old one and loved it. Moving on to clothing. Extra pair of darn tough socks, extra pair of bottoms, and a pair of lightweight long johns. These are polyester long john bottoms. And then I have another pair of liner socks in here as well. And that's all the spare clothing that I'll have. I still find it surprising that some people will bring like an extra shirt or an extra pair of pants.
No, no way.
So I don't feel so bad about bringing a slightly heavier than average puffy jacket. In here, this is some handwear. I'm still on the fence about bringing these. These are the Sitka mountain gloves. Those are discontinued.
Okay.
So those are Gore Windstopper. I was going to just hike with those instead of the Stone Glacier like mechanics type gloves.
Yep.
And then have these as my second gloves, which I still might do, or eliminate those altogether. That's probably more likely what I'm going to do, because my other, this is a Smart Wool beanie and Net Gator little merino deal. My other gloves are the Stone Glacier fleece.
That's a lot of gloves.
Well, like I said, I was going to just wear these the whole time, but I don't think that's a good idea. These are probably just going to get ditched. And for insulating gloves, I'll have these fleece gloves. These are like 3 or 4 ounces. And then these are Hestra Gore-Tex mitts. Super lightweight. I forget exactly what they weigh. But if my hands get cold, I can stuff them in these fleece gloves. And then if I need waterproof or windproof, I can put them in these mitts. I'm probably just going to go with this for a glove system and just eliminate those Sitka ones. And I can cut a little bit of weight there. I just put them in there, just, you know how it goes. You're just shotgunning ideas, trying to figure out, do I want to carry that? Do I not? And I think this is all I'm going to bring for gloves. And the nice part is with this 2-piece glove mitt system, I can take this, separate them, turn the mitts inside out to dry them out, put the fleece gloves in my sleeping bag at night, and they'll be dry in the morning. So that's gloves, mitts, and a lightweight Net Gator. I think the Net Gator is actually from Outdoor Research, and the little beanie is a Smart Wool. I don't need much for a hat and Net Gator, but if it's actually that cold, it's nice to have a little bit of something for your head and neck. Protect your neck. Water. These are the Hydra Pack 3-liter and 4-liter bladders. In the 4-liter I have right now, this is their filter head. Little couple ounce filter that they have in there that you can buy separately and just replace the factory cap with a filter cap. It's handy, super lightweight. You can just squeeze your water right out of it. It's pretty fast.
Yeah, but you don't have to filter your water at the source. You can just filter it as needed.
You can just fill it up, and then on demand, you can just squeeze out filtered water. If I even need to filter. I don't always, and I don't know how much I will be in that trip, but we'll see. Nice to have it in case. This is a little first aid kit. Stealthy used to make these as well. Now Peaks makes them. It's the same stuff. So I took a few things out of here. I might take a few things out of here again.
Looks like you've got quite a bit in there. No?
I just stuffed it all back in.
You don't have it packed the same way. I think the Sam Splint centered with on mine.
Yeah, I'm probably going to take out that little Sam Splint. I don't think I'm going to carry that thing. But that, as it is right now, is about 10 ounces. So now we're down to the lid. Almost done. Actually,
there's another pocket.
I forgot. There's another pocket in here that I stuffed. This is actually from Stone Glacier. Again, I have it, and I've used it, and I like it. It's the size of the load shelf of most packs. Nice and
as your load
narrow. You can fit boned out meat in here quite nicely. It's a little bit stained from other meat that I've had in there before, but you can bone out an entire sheep and usually fit it in here just fine. You get all the meat in there. The bottom of this bag is not taped, so when it's on your load shelf, the blood can drain out the bottom, but it keeps your pack from getting soaked in blood and from dripping all down your back. So I keep that inside of there. And then we get up to the lid, and I've got a whole bunch of junk stuffed in here. This is not what I'm actually going to carry my ammo in. This is just a box of 20. I am bringing 20 rounds on this hunt just because.
20 total?
20 total. Yeah. Some cordage. Now, I'm not going to carry all this cordage. I have a spot that I have to stop and stash some things on the way in. Won't get into that, but I'm going to need to hoist some stuff up a tree at some point. So when I do that, I'll unwind another 20 feet, and have a little bit of extra with me of actual parachute cord, but this is just in there because I'll need it right at the beginning. Little shower and a towel wipe. I got this at REI. I know it's pretty crunchy of me, but this is my shower. I don't like jumping in the creeks and trying to wash off like that. If I'm out there for 7 or 8 days and I actually feel like I want to wipe down and feel clean, I carry one of these. It weighs just a couple of ounces. It unfolds to about that big. I guess I should probably just look at this and tell you how big it is, in case you're listening. It's probably about, okay.
Yay
so
by
it,
yay.
It's 12 by 24 inches.
I was listening
So,
to a podcast the other day, and
Yay by yay.
the guy goes, "It was about like yay."
Pack cover from Initial Ascent. A couple of ounces there. I think about 7. I wear glasses. I mentioned that earlier. So I have a pair of sunglasses, prescription, and a backup pair of normal glasses. I hate having to carry extra of those, but I kind of need them. Without them, I'm in trouble. Ultralight titanium spork, and a second one for my hunting partner because I know he doesn't have one. This is another little kit sack. In here is some gear repair, tenacious tape,
Yep.
a little bit of wire ties. I have 2 Bic lighters in here, a headlamp, an ultralight sewing kit, and before you say sewing kit, it weighs 1 ounce. Leave me alone. And an inReach. And I don't have the newest, lightest weight inReach. So I have that to work with for now. I have another half a roll of toilet paper in here just as emergency, because you never know. And that's really about it for the lid. So I think that's about it, man.
All right.